Yes, and welcome back along to the Celtic Unrestricted View. It's myself, JP, and joining me this evening, my two partners in crime, Mr. Ryan Clifford, and, well, you've had many names for you started on here, Race, but you did announce it last week, and I'm going to stick to it. Big Alan, how are you, mate?
Aye, pretty well. So decent week. Looking forward to the game tomorrow. Should be a good one. And look forward to a wee chat tonight. See what the soup of the day is.
An interesting one, I think. Aye. Soup of the day. What was it again? Because he disappeared. And then he came back for about an hour and a half. And then he came back and gave us a ball. That was the last time we seen him.
Big gazpacho, cold soup.
At least we found out, but we got there in the end. We found out it was French onion. So, it wasn't for me, that's for sure. And Ryan, yourself, mate, how are you?
Not bad, mate. Being better. My face is telling me that I'm really tired, mate. So apart from that, I'm all good. Celtic are back tomorrow, so that's one thing to get us up for it. Good to be back at Celtic Park as well. I've only been a few weeks due to my day job and stuff, so looking forward to get back myself. So looking forward to it. Looking forward to a good performance. Get a wee jag into it, obviously. They try to go tap during the week, didn't happen, so they've had their wee jag to try and go tap. It's not happened, so it's down to us now to kind of just keep going where we're going. Outside noise, like the manager says, whatever outside noise people are trying to say it is, it's just they just need to focus on the team now. And like he says, mate, he's not caring about anything else apart from winning games of football, mate. And I think that's what we need to do now.
Yes, and a very warm welcome and a good evening to everybody that's joining us and watching us just now. Hope you're all well. Hope you're looking forward to the weekend. If you've had a hard week at work, then I hope we can cheer you up a wee bit with some of the jokes that Alan normally tells us now and again. Hope you're all well, folks. And just as I say that, I've got a few comments early on, and even guys, I see Taylor's back for tomorrow, but Abada could be heading out the door. No doubt conversations have to be ongoing with situation the current frame of mind. We'll come to that one. Thomas Hand, evening all, hail, hail. John Mullaney, hail, hail, lads, hail, hail. And who's a snitch? Hail, hail, gentlemen. Hail, hail to you all. And as I said, welcome along tonight. Well, I think we need to start off, lads, with the manager's comments earlier on. And I'm really glad because, as I say, to sit in that kind of hot seat when you're in front of the media, and for me, it takes big balls, and I love the way he answers them. He just doesn't. And what he said earlier on, he doesn't care. I love that. I don't know about you guys, but obviously I'll get your thoughts on that in a minute or two. But I love that personally. I don't care. I've got a big enough job today as being a Celtic manager and having these players prepared for the next game. I've not got time to sit and dwell on who likes me and who doesn't. It's a bit like me on this podcast because I was getting a lot of love there in the last couple of weeks, and certain individuals, Cosby, yourself, Alan, I think me and you, people thought that me and you had fell out, mate, and that certainly wasn't the case.
Am I getting hollers?
You definitely need them. You definitely need them, that's for sure. I don't know who you can bring to the party to help you right enough, because, as I say, there's no animosity on here. But
he's corner shit.
Well, saying that,
he's locked too much.
We'll need to find out if he's not on backshaft and that Subway franchise that he's doing now. So, obviously, the meatball marinaras are flying out the door now, so we'll just need to wait to see what he's... Right, mate, you're laughing at?
Just your part's terrible too. It's so bad, isn't it?
Well, at least we get a go, mate. You're sitting there with every hood. You're sitting there with every hoodie on, kidding on. You wear jumpers and DJ Goozies, man.
I'm just here to show people that I've got a fashion sense and what I used to, boys. So I'll
what a drumstick lollipop look like.
I know, but hold on a minute, right? Let's isolate that for a wee minute. You can be fairly judged, fine. But you need to start wearing boys' clothes for to be fairly judged.
I like salmon, all right. Give me a break. Salmon's a nice colour.
He identifies as salmon.
Well, we all like pink things, but we keep back to the 10:30 show, you know what I mean?
That's for a while there. But now that we know that's the reason, folks, Ryan likes salmon. I don't know if he likes eating it right enough, but he certainly likes wearing it, that's for sure. Because he certainly had it on your back more than you've had it on your plate, I would say, in the last couple of weeks, mate. But
on his back?
I believe that. Aye, his jumpers and stuff.
Oh, I thought you meant something else there on his back.
No, big man. You need to see, you're not listening. You party pack there, you don't listen. But no, as I said, it's I just love the way Rodgers today clamped the media. You know, I thought he put a few noses out of joint today, I think, with his comments. And certain individuals, I think, are scrimping and scraping now to, you know, they're trying to just come up with any sort of narrative now to put to him. And I loved his reply about the two Glasgow teams. He said, when I was at Liverpool, he said Liverpool and Everton could be good at one time. He says, but the two Glasgow teams, it's not allowed. You're not allowed to have the two of them good at one time. So one of them's got to be put down, and it tends to be us because we're top dogs. I love that reply, Alan. What about yourself, mate?
I think we need to realise the fact of the matter is we play football in Glasgow. The Goldfish Bowl, which is always looked upon in the media, and they try to get any kind of reaction off it.
Sorry, that message is about myself, Alan. Sorry. I met Leo in Asda a couple of days ago when I was out shopping with my wee boy, and it was before the wee man had taken unwell, and he's kind of put a wee message on there about me buying flowers for Valentine's Day. So
lucky man, wasn't he?
Aye, no, he was lucky. It's not often I buy folk flowers for Valentine's Day when I meet a man Asda, but Leo was one of the lucky ones. Yeah, Johnny did clamp him up, mate. That's part of what I was saying. Sorry, Alan, on you go, mate.
Oh, I think that's part of the kind of hysteria in Glasgow. It's always the media trying to make the most of. You can see it for kind of both clubs as well. I think obviously the circus has been gravitating around our club at present, but it has happened across the board in the recent past. I think we need to back this up with performances now because Brendan saying there's no narrative and he doesn't care. Then we need to go out and kind of win the last two trophies and win the league and start improving performances so that he doesn't end up at the end of the season with egg in his face. So I'm confident that will happen. You know what the media is going to do. I think the fans are probably entitled's probably the wrong word, but they're probably entitled to feel maybe a kind of frustration about the performances and how our performances have kind of slacked off for the last couple of years. So that's probably the frustration that the fans are voicing at present. But as I said last week, I'm hoping that we've turned the corner because it was definitely an improvement in the performance levels last week. I think there's still a bit to go, but as Ryan mentioned last week as well, I definitely agreed. I think it's a gradual performance, but rise within the whole squad. Obviously, we've got a few players still to come back, very important players.
Yeah,
including Bereluzzi, Greg Taylor will be back into the first 11, I would suspect, tomorrow. So, it's kind of building blocks. We need to make sure that there's no narrative, that we're going out and put the performances in that are valid to win the league. So hopefully it just kind of keeps the press down and does that on the playing park.
Yeah, definitely. Like he says, it's okay saying one thing's in the press room. I think then you need to go and you need to sort of back that up and back that up by performing well and, you know, getting the right energy levels into the game and taking that onto the field. And I think that's something hopefully the players will look to do tomorrow. Brian, before I bring you out, it's nice to see Barry Barron's comments here. He says, go on the lads, hotel life listening to you guys. Tell you what, his hotel must be really, really bad and boring, man, if he's going to be listening to us on a Friday night before his game tomorrow. But it's good to hear from you, Buzz.
Aye, all the best tomorrow, Buzz. Good luck to you. Aye, let's be fair, JP, we're quite funny guys, Buzz. Must love the banter. Let's be fair, the hotel must be kind of up too much. He's watching us, especially by Gallon.
Funny how he comes on when I'm hosting, doesn't he? Doesn't he come on when you're hosting me, man?
That's because he's waiting to house at 10:30 show tonight. That's what he's waiting on. He's
needing a good cap before his game tomorrow. That's how come on and listen to you.
In terms
you're too quick to be
in terms of the manager, JP.
Nice to see this guy, doesn't he?
It's a boots date for me, by the way. It's a wee boots. In terms of the manager, mate, we had a conversation today when. Obviously, the Freaks were the other day having some chats and stuff, and he's the sort of manager you want in the trenches when it comes to going for league titles, especially in Scotland in general, but especially in Scotland. No matter what you think about him as a manager or what you think about him personally, whatever's happened, and as a Celtic fan, the fact that he's been here and done it before, he handles pressure well. He's been down south. Managing obviously big teams at Liverpool. He's been good with Leicester. I don't want to be disrespectful, but he took a kind of average Leicester team to a high position. I know, obviously, they won the league, but apart from winning the league, in terms of before he came in, they weren't great. They weren't really finishing the top four and stuff, and he can go them back up there again. So he knows how to deal with pressure. I listened to obviously Tony Ralston as well, and he was saying how basically these guys have been here before, and some of us know what it takes to be here, be handling the pressure. And well, no, that's a dig at them across the water saying that we can handle the pressure. I don't know. Yeah. But like I've said, JP, you might not be playing well at the moment, and when you don't play well at Celtic, I think, again, it's all down to standards. And JP, what Celtic's kind of built on. We're built on playing football the Celtic way, and under Ange, it's probably, take away Brendan's first season, it's probably the Celtic way that it's been for a long, long time. Some of the football was under Dyer. You see me glimpse at bits and bobs, O'Neill bits and bobs at starting. It's all been bits and bobs, but for Ange, for just about 2 years, it was just boom, full attacking football. And I think that's why I don't want to say we get attached to it, but we kind of get spoiled seeing that just about every single week. Maybe it was 1-0, 2-0 games, but it was just bombarding all the time. And I think that's, we're not getting that as much. But again, I'm not a data guy, JP. I've not got millions of data and stuff, so the data might tell you different. But in terms of the performances, the levels maybe dropped a wee bit for what it is under Ange. I think that's if you want to call it hysteria, if you want to call it murmurs, moans for us about the fans. But it's not just that. Like I say, it was the collective for the transfer windows as well. It's just all came to a blow. But the manager... The manager's spot on what he says. They deal with in-house. All he's got to deal with, the fans isn't his issue in terms of telling the fans to be quiet or the fans not to be quiet. That's not his, or the media to be quiet. He's just there to deal with the team. And I thought his presser was spot on, and what he says about, I don't care. Like, I don't care. You can ask me what I'm having for dinner. I might tell you Italian. I don't care. Like, it generally doesn't bother me.
Surely you're not having that again, man, twice in the same day.
No, I'm on the black coffee diet, mate. That's me finished with that white bread's not good for your sugar levels, by the way.
Pesto bread with mozzarella.
Brilliant,
I was sweating watching eating that because of the amount of cheese that was on it, man.
But no, in terms of the manager, mate, I'll let you back in. He's spot on. He's the sort of guy that you want, especially in Scotland. With this team, he knows some of these players, especially guys like McGregor and stuff. He knows McGregor on his side out. He's coached him for years. When he knows what he's like. So, in my opinion, guys like your Joe Hart's, McGregor's, even Ralston, he's a Celtic fan. He's been here, done it. As much as he might not be the best player in the club, and he's maybe not his biggest fan either, but he does give you everything when he's on the park. You know he's going to give you the jersey. Well, no, it's the best ability. Other guys, really, it's like the manager says, as long as the guy's, I don't care, as long as the guy's doing his best, it's something that you can obviously take for it. And again, that tackle for Hibs against the goal against Hibs, as much as he might not be ability-wise, it showed you that he's got a bit of dig about him, and he obviously wants to do everything he can to make sure we get the league title.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think he's the words coming from him today strikes me as a man that's sincerely focused on the duty of trying to win the league with Celtic. And I think it's really good, lads, and it's a brilliant mindset to have when you have the ability to block out outside noise. I don't know if he's heard, if he's caught it, but the guy says to him, does it put fire in your belly? And he just shook his head at him and he says, no. He says, I don't need what you guys think I need to fire me up to do this job. He says, so stuff like that, he says, I just don't care. I think it's a great way of putting it, because like I've said on here many a times, the narratives are just nuts. It's mental. And I think he spoke really well with Jim Goodwin and Lenny about the narratives again, and he went into a wee bit more depth in terms of what it was meaning the game when we beat St Mirren last Sunday. And yeah, as I said, I want stuff like that put to bed. And you know, people are looking, guys. I don't know if you have noticed this, but I think people are going out their way to create things, you know, to try and plant the seed of doubt in the team for whatever reason, to sidetrack them away from, you know, they're trying to win a title. So I think they're trying to, you know, they're using every trick in the book. No, if it's not Brendan Rodgers, it's the recruitment. If it's not recruitment, it's the board. If it's not the board, it's now this stuff that's going on with Liel Abada. There's always something they're putting up in terms of hurdles to try and use it as ammunition to derail the team. And I love Tony Ralston today as well when he was, you know, when he was talking about the unity of the squad, lads, and how he says that the dressing room's in a good place, you know. And they asked him about the gap, and obviously the, you know, they've went level on the table and stuff. He says it's not even something we bat an eyelid about. It's not something we think about. We just concentrate on the next game, and I think that's the most important thing, you know, to take into the next game. Because yeah, previously some of the performance levels have not been where we've set the bar previously for ourselves. But the way the narratives went, man, you would think we were sitting third in the table. You know, in my opinion, with the way that some of the narratives, and people weren't speaking that Celtic were top of the league. You know, even when Celtic have won games, people are not, you know, they're not even talking about that. They're then going directly to pick out someone that they maybe dislike as a player, or and say, oh, he gave a ball away there, and you know, your fans aren't speaking like, we just beat St Mirren 2-0 away from home, and that wasn't good enough. You know, the fans still needed more, and it's one of the toughest places in the league to go. And I'm lucky because I've grew up in an era that, I'm probably going to show my age here, but I've grew up in an era that, you know, I remember Celtic when Celtic were poor. I remember guys like Ian Andrews and Wayne Biggins and Carol Muggleton, and I remember some of the. No, it's me, because I've got something to compare.
But we should only be compared to last season.
We are not, but we can't, Alan, because we're not going to win the treble, mate.
Right,
So
but that's
we can't compare that.
But we shouldn't be compared to what 20 odd years ago. We should be compared to the nearest season, right? Some of the narratives surrounding maybe a bad and such, but as a collective, is that no? But I agree with it quite a bit.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. It's people have not got enough drama going on, but they like to create more.
Well, I think it's a collective, as Ryan says. I think we're watching these performances, and they've been downhill massively. The performance level that we've been used to the last couple of years, and we want to be the.
That's only short term.
But we don't know if that's short term. That's a guess in the future. Well,
we won the game last Sunday fairly comfortably, mate, without even being under any major threat apart from one save.
I thought the first half last weekend wasn't great. Second half was a much better after.
That's fair. I mean, that's totally fair. But I'll tell you what, a 2-0 victory at St Mirren is as comfortable as you're going to
like
get.
I said last week, seeing cup football, it's all about winning games. It doesn't matter if it's a 1-0 victory at the end. As fans, you want to, don't get me wrong, like the first half, I was pretty bored at my skull, if I'm being honest with you. Even my old man was the same. I had a few other texts, this is boring. But the second half, it was better. It's not just, see a lot of this season, like I say, maybe 5 or 6 games of the season where it's not been boring. There's a lot of fans have been saying the same, that it has been boring, some of the games. But again, you've got to give respect to other teams as well, because they maybe found a way to stop Celtic, and that's with doing loads of low blocks. And it doesn't matter whatever you play at. See if a team's having 11 men behind the ball, or the goalkeeper, but 10 men behind the ball. It's so hard to break down. Celtic reached the quality in this league to go and do it. But see it in the level of football, when teams are just totally parking the bus at you, it is hard to break down. It can be. So you're not
look at the Hibs game. Look at the Hibs game, Alan. Sorry, Ryan. In isolation, they had 11 players 30 yards for their goal line in their own half.
Oh, it was mental.
We need to expect this, but we need to find a way. And us doing the horseshoe and passing it about in the boring football, isn't going to do that. It's a collective of the transfer windows of players that aren't even getting in the team, the majority of them.
But what you need to do, you need to play with tempo. You can't just, it's not just about passing from side to side. Some fans see that.
But about 90% of the season, we've really low. I think we're kidding myself on if I think we're playing well. And as I've seen before, if we're playing bad, we're not badly, but if we're not playing as well as we are going to drop points.
I think you're kidding yourself on if you're making it out that it's as bad as what it's been getting made out with these narratives that's spinning.
Well, we should be looking to improve every year. We should be looking to at least stay the same, especially with the bank balance that we've got. So we need to find. Well, it can be when we've got the opportunities, definitely to do with bank balance. We've got the opportunity to strengthen. We knew fine well that we needed a left back, and that's not been addressed. We've known fine well that we needed a striker, and we wait until no matter what the circumstances are, we wait until the 30th of January or such to bring in somebody loan for Norwich with the option to buy. Now, I'm not addressing the player in that, but that whole setup is a shambles. It's a mess, and it's a collective. Along with, as Ryan says.
Do you think then that they just sat and done nothing and just waited to the last minute and went, do you know
we're not privy to that information, but at the end of the day, we need to see the best version of Celtic that we can expect, right? If the board come out and says, our club's only good enough to, they'll be challenging for such in the league, but we know how good we are, right? We know how good a version of ourselves we can be. And at the minute, you're not seeing that for the majority, but 90-95% of the season, you have not seen that kind of tempo, that kind of intensity, and that kind of football being played.
There's been games this season where we've played really, really well.
Right. But 90-95% we've low. Ryan's just says there are 4 or 5 games that we've played well. That's about it. There's not like.
There's been more than. We'll put it this way, in my opinion, there was 5 games in the Champions League I thought we played well in, apart from the Atletico game away from home. The rest are all could go anyway. If
you include in Champions League, I can say there was a few more, but in terms of I was only
talking I'm taking that in isolation away from the domestic campaign. Albeit we were knocked out early doors of the League Cup.
The domestic campaign, we've had maybe 4 or 5 games where I would go, it's been vintage. Listen, it's impossible. If any fan thinks we can play well every game, then they better have taken up
You can't blitz. We won the treble last season. We won the treble last season, lads.
But
I don't think fans understand how hard that is to do.
See, to win any trophy, JP, doesn't matter what level you playing at. To win any, there's guys that play football for 20 odd years, professionally and amateur, junior, whatever, and they win nothing. I'm lucky enough. I've won trophies yourself. I might play amateur, whatever, youth level, whatever. Guys at any level have not won trophies. So, and there's guys, sorry, having loads of money, but you play football to win trophies. Obviously, money and having a lifestyle, brilliant. But you play football to be a part of a team, to go and win trophies and have your maybe individual accolades, etc. This season, I have been a big fan of these players. I'm still am. But some of the football, well, no, it's through a transition period with the manager, new players. we can say that they've had the same. People will say that as well. We've had injuries. We've not had a full squad all season. He's not had I don't even know his best team yet. There you go, and it's February.
Probably doesn't. That's fair, right?
But we have had. I don't want to say excuses, but there's been parts of the season where we've had loads of injuries and we've not had a set team together. See if we have a set team, I do believe the football will start to come back, but I do believe it's going to be a gradual build-up. Even if we play amazing tomorrow and it's back to vintage Celtic, you've got to then see it consistently, because the way it's been, we've had one brilliant performance, 3 or 4, it's been tappy, side to side, the tempo's not been great, and then boom, we're back against Rangers. The 2 games against them at Celtic Park and Ibrox, some of the football was brilliant. It was high intensity, but again, it's been McGregor and O'Reilly have been taking the games and stuff, and especially McGregor. And tell you what as well, ever since January, O'Reilly's not been the same either. Maybe his heat's been a wee bit, because let's be fair, as much as I want him to stay and I can't see it past the summer, he's obviously going to go a wee bit. I know he's playing at a massive club at Celtic, but see when a team like a Fig Madrid are looking at you, guys, Griezmann, Morata, the teams you can play against, the lifestyle, the finances, the manager as well. Simeone's a top class manager. Of course, he's going to go. Of course, he's going to go. Wait a minute here. Well, if I maybe go, I might play European football or whatever. I can't remember if they're still in Europe or no. But in fact, they were in Champions League, weren't they? Could they qualified, didn't they? Aye. So there you go. So that aspect as well. You might be thinking
they won the section.
Aye, so they've got another maybe 1 or 2 games in Europe as well to showcase my stuff. So
talk about the other team that qualified in the section. They just beat Bayern Munich.
But I'm going to be honest. Like I said to you today, I was so surprised at that actual team. I actually thought they were going to be better than they were. And as much as I love going to see Celtic, I love going to see these other European teams playing how they play football. And I was really shocked at how poor they were. Again, in the special second leg, I couldn't believe we didn't go more attacking, especially in the second half. It just looked like we were just there for a draw. That was the way it looked. And for me, I think it's just going to be a gradual build-up. I think it's my earphones. I'll take me a minute. I think that I just think it'll be a gradual build-up. It's mine, I think it's mine against my shoulder.
There's the narrative going on to Ryan. You're forcing him off the show.
But I do believe that, like I say, JP, there's always a narrative for the media in Scotland. Be that if it's the new or if it's years gone by. Celtic have always been the media's Celtic no good enough. You've got Hugh Keavy's now saying Celtic or the league's finished for them. I'll put my hat on Rangers and stuff like that. We've heard all this before. Anytime Celtic go through a wee slump, it's always Celtic or this. They're not going to do this. They've lost their dressing room. Players are not want to be there. Players are still there. Guys who met me in the summer, they're still here. The manager.
Comments coming today for Anthony Ralston to say that the dressing room's in a great
place. Overall, I do think the performances will gradually build back up. And I've said before, once it starts to click into gear again, goodbye. Like Rangers, Aberdeen, Hearts, goodbye.
Yeah, no, 100%.
And I do believe it will come, but it's going to come soon, because I do agree we are. If we keep playing some of the games where we're not performing well, these teams don't fear Celtic Park. Now, this is one thing I want to put as well, right? Under Ange, like we've spoken about, and under Brendan in his first season, teams feared us. The game is won in the tunnel. I don't see that right now with teams. I think teams have seen us not been great recently and go, we can go to Celtic Park, have a go. And by the way, tomorrow, normally I would say, I think we'll go and smash Commander, foregone conclusion. I still think we'll win again tomorrow, but they've done all right. I don't think they've lost since they were close to water beat them.
No loss for the
aye. And they've done okay signing wise. I think up front they've got Mackay Stephen, Greg Stewart, Boy Armstrong's on a bit of form. So
apparently their fans aren't happy with Van Veen. They say he's big and slow and he's.
But apart from him, I've not seen him with Kelly, but they've got a decent attacking force, Kelly. So I'd imagine they'll try and cause us some issues. And I do feel, as much as they've done well this year, I do think Liam Scales and Stephen Welsh can be got at. So it's down to us to be strong. And but like I say, JP, overall, I'm more comfortable that we'll go win a game tomorrow. But I do think Kelly might try and cause a few issues, especially going forward.
You think you could get out of tour on me, man? I can see Big Welshie putting you in a headlock and going like that. You're stunning here, wee man. You're going nowhere.
I can multitask, no bother.
Aye, so can I. I can fuck up about 5 different things all at one time, by the way.
Just run down the right hand side with a blue light flashing, and there'll be nobody there. He'll run away.
Aye. Who's that, Bernaby?
Aye. Oh, I thought you would have gone. I don't know why I just want to say that, but like I was saying, it's a combination of things, the frustration stems me.
As soon as he sees a blue light, he turns into Forrest Gump. But yeah, Barry, a great point there for Barry. Celtic without Rio and CCV aren't the same team, and that showed this season for me. Well, I can vouch for that as well. And even being at Celtic Park, the team looked totally disjointed when both of them are there. There's something creative missing for their midfield, and obviously he's a rock at the back. Listen, I'm not want to take it away for the boys at the back now because they've done a remarkable job. Like I says to you boys today, we've got 3 academy boys right now dragging us through the games that we're playing now. They've got Stephen Welsh, Anthony Ralston, Carl McGregor, all graduated from Celtic's academy, and they're putting in some really good performances, in my opinion, boys, and they're showing. They've showed the last couple of games we've played away from home. These boys have showed they can be men. Look at Tony Ralston's challenge at Easter Road. It led to the penalty that then got as a winner. That's a heart and desire I was talking about the other week here. But it's sometimes, Alan, I know what you're saying in terms of the performances on the sexy football we've been used to seeing and stuff like that, but sometimes, mate, in a season, you become a point in time, mate, where you just need to roll your sleeves off and get dirty. And you need to start winning games. However that may be, you're never going to blitz teams 4 and 5-0 every week. And that's where I think a lot of Celtic fans are becoming disappointed, because Celtic aren't doing that week in and week out at the moment. And for me, personally, I'm comfortable with that because, I know football doesn't work like that. I know that's not the way you can do it. And I know you keep getting back to last season, mate, but for me, personally, winning a treble is then so hard to build upon that and continue that momentum. So it's only natural sometimes, mate, that you're going to see a drop-off. I know previously we've won like 4, a quadruple treble, but that was so hard to do it, mate. And we kept the nucleus of our squad together at the time when we done that as well. Only 1 or 2 was dropping out at a time. We lost Jota and we lost Aaron Moy due to a bad injury. He had to retire from football. But we also lost, over the previous windows, we lost guys like Giacomakis, Juranovic. But the good thing about Juranovic going is, in my opinion, we brought in somebody better than Alistair Johnston. But again, unfortunately, mate, for us, it took us a bit of time to then find replacements for the other boys. Now, don't forget, lads.
But we've no fun replacements for them.
Only last season there.
That's a problem.
Aaron Moy was keeping their beloved Matt O'Reilly out of the team at times. He wasn't getting a game at times, Matt O'Reilly. But all of a sudden now he's became this gem of a player who we all reckon now is going to go for big money in the summer. That might not happen. It might, but he probably will leave. But again, there'll be a bit of reality, Alan, in that I don't think we'll be getting humongous amounts of money for him. The good thing is he's on a contract now. That's, we will get some sort of profit for him. We only paid 1.5 million for him. But fans are saying, 40 million, 45. That isn't happening. I'm telling you now, it's not happening. A team in Scotland won't get that for a player.
But we should.
We were lucky if we get.
I
don't think we should, Ryan. That again, mate. We don't.
If
it all comes down to.
He's playing with Everton, West Ham. He's gone for 40, 50 million pounds.
But it's low. That's the point, Jack.
Yeah, but he's no. That's the point, mate. He's playing in Scotland, mate.
Aye, but it shouldn't matter. Everton to be Scottish. Look at Van Dijk.
It does, but
nobody wanted Van Dijk because it was what's his name? He was on the podcast with Scott Brown.
Tim Sherwood.
Tim Sherwood. He says, I looked at Van Dijk. I went to watch him with Celtic. No for me. Well, Southampton, Liverpool tore up, and now bear in mind his injury, what he's done, and to come back and still be, he's no. Yeah. I think he'll ever be the Van Dijk that he was because of injury, but for what he's doing after that injury, he's still probably the best in that division. So I think sometimes that maybe I'm getting back on myself because we don't want to buy guys for maybe Aberdeen or something like that. Maybe I'm up, right? But we've got to look at our best interests. In my opinion, guys like Matt O'Reilly, you should be talking 25, 30 million pounds for these guys because he's going to go to the top that way. He's just going to improve and improve and improve. And I think we're maybe getting the best out of him as we can now, is what we've seen. I think for me, like I said to you guys, enjoy him when he's here. Similar to Edward these last year, just enjoy him because for me, Matt O'Reilly's not going to be here next season. Not a chance. Obviously, somebody's got to buy him first though. It's alright me saying that. A club's got to put in the right offer and the Celtic need to go, okay, if we get the benefit of that money and whatever else going forward. But for me, I don't want to sell my players. I'm a realist and I know when I see a good player and I know when a guy's going to go to the top, i.e. Edward, etc., Ayer, etc. Even when Christie's doing well with Bournemouth now, so it just shows you that but money as well. He was only £3 million. I know he was going to a contract, but for me, Mark Ray's got to talk for me, and I just enjoy him while he's here. Because for me, and the summer, I can only see one line. That's I'm going for a good.
That's fine, but as long as somebody's willing to negotiate around the table and have a checkbook ready to go, right? Okay, name your price. But what I'm trying to say is the price will be, I'm going to estimate it now, knowing the way football works and the way our transfer market works up here. You'll be lucky to get Kieran Tierney money on him. There you go.
I think he'll be rough about that. If he
and the grass isn't, by the way, the grass isn't always green on the other side either. He might make a move. There was teams like Inter Milan and he has, Buzz. Definitely, he struggled at times to keep in a place.
He's not been the Edward that we all thought he was going to be Palace, but like I says, at Celtic, Buzz will know himself. I've said to him, for me, I loved Edward. For me, he had everything. But it just shows you when you go to different levels. Sometimes you need to obviously improve, and I don't think he's been the vintage Edward. But for me, Matt O'Reilly, he's brilliant. I know he's not been the best since January, but for what I've seen from him, I think JP's he's only got to top. But again, it just depends on what clubs will pay. But one thing I do want is Sadero, and I really hope whoever's going to be in the recruitment team next year, even the board, I just hope there's some recruitment staff will be there next year because, like I said, if we're bad at our jobs, we get warnings or verbal warnings, etc. We're sacked. So, and they're not doing our job the last few Mondays. So, some of the guys need to be thinking about maybe moving, or we need to replace because do I really trust this recruitment staff to go and replace Matt O'Reilly or even get anywhere somewhere quality wise? I'm not saying to replace him in terms of his quality, but close to it. Being honest, lads, I really don't. I've kind of lost a wee bit of faith in some of the recruitment teams, so we need to get that sorted as well before we end up buying players as well.
But that's where the frustration's all stemming from. It's a collective, it's a combined frustration with the transfer windows. 3 or 4 of the last transfer windows have been massive failures. Basically none of them, well, a couple are contributing to the first team. Apart from that, over 4 transfer windows, you're looking at that and you're going, look at the amount of players that only actually get contributing whatsoever. There's some that's in the squad, but there is a few. Just need to look at that summer transfer window, and as well as Welsh and Scales are doing, you're looking at the 2 centre-halves that we've invested quite a lot of money in, and for one reason or another, we're not privy to that information. Brendan Disney fancy them, and they're not getting anywhere near the team. So that looks a blatant kind of loss in the best part of £8 million. So that combined with the performances we've seen, it's not recently. See, if we'd started the season, what you were saying earlier, JP, we'd started the season playing consistently well, putting in consistent good performances, then I would be happy to get us on the line. But fact of the matter is, the majority of the season we have put in substandard performances, and we've got away with a few. And they were in turmoil when Michael Beale left. We had quite a significant gap, and everybody thought the league was done. Everybody thought we were away and done with it, and that's very much
just
not the case at the minute.
A poor turn of forms put that to bed at the moment. That's
But,
But
I'm sorry to say, but in Glasgow you can't. You can't afford to do that in Glasgow. You certainly can't afford to do that at Celtic. And it's been a prolonged.
Backside, mate. We've won in the 2 derbies and then obviously dropping points elsewhere.
But it's been coming. See these drop points, and I'm hoping the St Mirren game, that's the turning point. But even the games before that, you can see it coming again. I'm not want to say it's anywhere near as bad as the COVID season, but seeing the kind of performances slightly like that, no, it's bad. But you're seeing these performances. We spoke about it today, and we says if we continue to play like that, you can't see us going on an unbeaten run if we continue to play like that. I think we're on it.
We're on it. Stop saying that because we're on it.
We're no, because in the last 2 games before that,
we've had 8 wins and a draw.
Right, in the 2 games before that, what happened then? What happened to 2 games before that?
But you're going way back to when Hearts beat us, Alan. Since then we beat Rangers.
Like, that was the games previous to that. That was the games directly previous to that. It's showing that...
All we've done is draw with Aberdeen.
Right, and it's... Right, and get beat 2 games... Well, 6 points against before that. So we've only won 6 out of the last 9 games.
You're talking about the Hearts and Kilmarnock game, man. That's the game we're talking about.
Aye, that's the 2 before that.
After that, we then beat Rangers.
So is League One informed that you win 6 league games at the last 9? Because that's the start. No,
we've won 8.
League One informed.
8 out of the last 9.
No, in the league we've won 6 out the last 9.
We've won 8 games out the last 9.
Right, and there are cup games there. 2 cup games. Right, 2 cup games. So is League One informed? You can win 6 games out of 9. Simply no League One informed.
In this league, you get away with that, mate, aye, because you're not up against a lot of quality.
Well, it's no, and it's going to come back to bite us unless we. Well, we're through away that gap. We're through away that points gap.
Granted.
So it's no League One at present. We need to up the gears. We're well and capable of doing that.
At the end of the day, if Celtic win the league at the end of the season, you're going to still go and go, we're through away that gap.
No, I'm going to go and say we still play bad.
Nobody's going to care. But nobody's even going to care if we play bad.
That's the point. No, that's the point. 3-4 months ago, there was no question we were going to win that league. Now there's a question there.
I don't think
now we are setting favourites.
I still don't think there's a question. I'm being honest. I still don't think there's a question.
Well, that's your prerogative. But at the minute, people are questioning that. We are level on points, and it's getting to the point that we need to go and score more goals.
People are questioning it because of the media narrative, Alan.
No, that's people are questioning it because it's their black and white.
But they're believing what they're hearing.
You're believing what you're seeing.
What they're hearing, know what they're seeing.
Oh, I'm seeing. We are.
No, mate, I don't, mate. I'm seeing Celtic winning. I don't need to wake up. I think it's yourself that needs to wake up, mate.
You're seeing it at the top of the table. It's at the top of the table, and there's no goals. A difference. It's on goals scored.
See if you go and look at the top of the table. What does it say at number 1?
Oh, so we've gone for 8 points clear. Now we've scored more goals than Rangers. And you having a laugh. You're having a laugh, man. If you think that's acceptable and you think that that's the best level of Celtic that we can see and that's the best level of performance that we can see, it's blatant for them to see. The whole level of performance has went down a mile since the last couple of years. A mile.
It's acceptable to happen in a season. You're not allowed to beat every team and hammer every team, mate. That's not the way football works.
Well, it does.
That's acceptable.
The last couple of years.
We play in a league that, quite frankly, has been known now for a 2-horse race for I don't know how long, right? For as long as I can remember watching football. So it's all right to have a challenge, mate. It's all right to have competition.
I just think that's serious, gross incompetency. If we have let that, but if we don't win this league this year after being that far ahead and having that mob in turmoil, and that, they bother, Tom, batter on, mate. That mob in turmoil. Aye, that mob in turmoil, and we've actually fell back. Honestly, if we don't win this league, there's serious questions that need to be answered. I still anticipate us to win the league.
Where are you going? There you go. Right. So we got there in the end.
Right, but it shouldn't be in this position at the minute. It's gross incompetency. It is. You can't look at it any other way than you've let that slip.
I know, but see the way you're saying that, it's dead easy to say that. Instead, easy to be positive like me as well and say,
It's dead
do you know
easy
what, I'm
'cause it's
watching
true.
Celtic winning. But
It's there. You can't argue with it. It's there. We've let that point
so
gap
what are you? So what are
evaporate.
you? That's so what? Right? Okay. So the points gap's evaporated due to the fact that we've lost a couple of games and dropped points, right? And they've
Like, my
won
point is,
the
you're
games
going to
in
ask me
Holland
what
they
my
had.
point is. My point
So
being is that
so
if we don't improve this performance, we won't win the league.
What would you prefer? What would you prefer? Celtic to win or Celtic to play well?
It should be both. We can't.
You can't have it
Oh,
all. You
we
can't have it
can't.
all, mate. I'm sorry, that's not the right
Like,
football
that's
works.
not always.
And
So we
and
can't.
that's a very naive mindset, mate.
It's,
If you
it's
think
definitely no. Like
and they
you saying that it's not a title race, it's naive. If we're sitting here thinking that that's naive,
Thank you, Barry.
we
Thank you, Barry. It is allowed to happen. It is allowed to happen. But
it's
a
happened
lot
all
of your
season.
fans, it's allowed to happen. But it's allowed. You're not going to play well all the time, mate.
We should be looking for the best version of yourself.
And
Is that a bad thing to look for that?
No, it's not happened all season either. That's miles off the mark.
Ryan
Miles.
just said it, I know.
Just because
I don't know
Ryan
what
said
you-
it doesn't mean it's true.
Everybody's saying it. It's just
Nobody's
you're
saying
saying
it.
a narrative.
There's people agreeing with me in the comments.
Are you putting up the comments agreeing with you again?
No, I'm not even touched. It's no me. It's even doing anything.
Aye.
It's all right to have
It's
competition.
simply no good.
All right to
It's
have-
simply no
it's-
good enough in performances.
Well, there you go.
If we
There
stay
you
at
go.
that level of performance, we won't win the
That's
league.
it. See if you're not enjoying watching Celtic winning, you'll not enjoy football, mate. That's just to be all and end all.
You can sit and watch that we're having like 6 or 7 shots at goal. That's great football. We're enjoying that.
No, I just
We should
enjoy watching
expect a
Celtic
certain
winning, mate.
level. No, we should be expecting a certain level that we've been used to. We should be going upwards curve, no downwards curve, and that's what's
What you're
happening.
saying. So we're spoiled then. So that's what you're saying.
No, we're not spoiled. We've got to a level, so we should just get to that level and went, nah, fans have had enough, we'll just play rotten now. Is that the way it should be?
Because that's what the players have done.
Like,
That's
no,
what they've
no,
done.
that's what you're saying. I'm being
That's what Callum
sarcastic.
McGregor. That's Callum McGregor's team.
Can you no
talking,
sense?
doing the
It's a
good
bit naive not to sense sarcasm there. It's been sarcastic. Right? Is that what the players should do? Well, no, we should be trying to hit new levels, and at least stay at the level we were at.
Do you not
And
think
the
that they're trying to
performances,
hit?
no.
Okay. Do you not think they're trying to hit new levels?
It doesn't matter what I think. The fact of the matter is that they're no.
No, I'm asking you because you're going on a rant there as if they're not doing that. So do you?
But they're no.
Ryan, what do you think? What do you think about it? There you go. Does Ryan have an opinion?
What he's asked my opinion about what?
The performance levels.
So what
Absolutely,
would you
anywhere
prefer?
near.
Would you prefer Celtic to play well, or would you prefer Celtic to win?
I want to say win. You want it to win, but
Of course,
it's still.
we got there in the end.
That's an easy question.
In the grand scheme of things, it's all about winning football games, right? I've always said to win league titles, as much as it might be boring, I'll always take 1-0 victories all season to win the league. But at Celtic, we have been used to, especially under Ange, you've been used to seeing a certain standard, and that's why I think Alan, other fans, sometimes me as well, you're like, right, it's no what we're used to. We have not been great. I think most of the season, especially in Scotland, we've not been great. But like I say, we've got a good podcast next week with a guy who's going to show some data on between Ange and Brendan. And if you look at some of the data, it's actually not as far off as you think. It's just on the eye, it's not as easily pleased to watch. But in terms of some of the data, it's not as bad as what it seems, right? The be all and end all is we're still top of the league. Seeing a normal season, this is what I want to put across, right? Maybe I've been kind of Scotland. I'm only 30 years old, right? I might not look at it right. I might look a bit older for the hard paper round. But just about as me, even a Celtic fan, I've seen Celtic just win. I've seen 7 trophies, 5, 6 trebles or something in it, but I've seen O'Neill we won with 1 or 2 as well. So I've been lucky. I've just seen Celtic been winning trophies. Dominance, I've seen maybe name across the water win maybe 4 or 5, I think, after that. So I've been lucky, but the last 2 years, some of the football I've seen has been the best I've seen. So you're going to have a natural come down when the football is no great or the performance isn't it what you've seen. So it's a natural reaction as fan to go, this is why I hate going to Ange all the time, but I can only go to Ange because that's who was the last manager. in the football for Ange this season, I did expect it to be more possession based, but I didn't expect it to be as much as it has been in Scotland. But some of the games, it's been brilliant, especially the two derbies. People can say that we struggled against them at home. We almost struggled the last 5 minutes. When when you're 2-1 down or you're 2-0 up with 5-10 minutes to go, you're going to expect an onslaught for any team. No, 100%, but as we said that, me and JB said that, there was always going to be a draft after the Ange because of what he done for us. And Lou at Spurs, you see the football at Spurs he's done. See the goal we scored, was it last week or the weekend before? I think they scored the winner, or it was the first or the winner. It was a carbon copy of what he done at Celtic. And that's why Timo Werner is a fantastic player, but he's basically Spurs' Maeda. He just runs. And just got a style of play where he's players to do certain jobs. He's doing the same job that Maeda done. He's kind of put that with Timo Werner. Go down the line, get the ball in the box, link the play. And he's always got that somebody to go and do running from. He had it with Kyogo, he's got it with Song. He's got all these certain guys that do certain jobs, and that's why he's seen Eric Dyer, who from he's a very good player. He thought, you know what I need in this team. You might be a good player, but you won't fit my style of play. You won't fit my team. Away you go. And he's brought in, I can't remember the guy's name at centre back, and the guy's very good. I think he's a Dutch boy. Very good. He's good with the body stuff.
Van der Been. Is it Van der Been or Van der Bergen or something like that?
Mickey's name, isn't it?
Aye,
Mickey's the first name.
Mickey Van der something.
He suits that style of play to a T. He's brilliant and he's got a bit of success. And Baz is right. I've seen this something today about Liverpool as well with him. So if
I don't think Baz will be too happy about that man plunge.
I do, like I say, I've not been impressed with Celtic this season, but a lot of the season. But see the normal season, what we have done, I think we drew 4 and lost 2. See the normal league season, that's not the worst. It's because of what we have went for to now. Like I say, JP, normal in a league season, 3 to 4 defeats in a season average. That's normal. But in years gone by, even when the two teams were going at it, maybe 3 to 4, and that would do any more than maybe 3 to 4 defeats, and you'll never win the league. I think Baz, that's it. The Danny Rowe, we keep going. That's it. Keep going.
That's it. Could just picture Danny Rowe rolling up, as Baz says before, wearing his double denim, his knee-high boots on, ready to do his presser.
I'll need to get, by the way, Baz, I'll need to get the wee white boots signed, man. Danny Rowe.
Martin, any more of your comments, mate? You're beginning to block this as well. Ryan sees that, by the way.
I'm glad I've calmed this wee bit here, a wee bit of sensible talk here for me, you know what I mean?
Listen, I'm totally calm.
Listen, football.
I'm no. We
know you're no.
No, let's get I'm trying to be positive and all, saying it's going to turn around, but at the minute, that's not going to wash.
Like we've said here, like football's all about opinions. We might all be pals and might talk to each other. It doesn't mean we all agree about football. Football's all about opinions. We've all got different players you like, different managers, different systems, different opinions.
I agree with some of the stuff you're saying, but if nobody's going to tell me that I'm not enjoy watching Celtic winning, because that's mental.
Story enjoy it.
That ain't going to happen.
It's not enjoying the winning part, JP. It's enjoying what you're watching. Like we have said, we're paying 600 quid. Some guys are paying 700 quid.
I says to you last weekend, you stood out after the game last weekend, I says to you in a voice note, I says, if you don't enjoy watching Celtic, you're away from home at St Mirren 1-2-0, then you're never going to enjoy football.
You enjoy winning, but you watch football as well to be entertained. And a lot of this season, we've not been entertained for the value of money that you're paying as well. Bear in mind, some guys are away tickets and you're paying 600 quid, 700 quid for tickets. We get entertained. Maybe people could say spoiled. I don't know. It's actually opinions. Under Ange, we've seen football that was well worth the money. You can't say this year we've had well worth your season money. That entertainment value's not been there this year. A lot of season, and football is getting to that stage where you pay to be entertained as well, not just to watch football, but the main prerogative as a Celtic fan at Celtic Football Club is winning games. So as much as I want to see all the fast football and the high intensity press, and I'll still moan at you, I'll still moan at Baz in the chats He's not good enough. What we know in high intensity for us, we've lost it. He's not good enough. Scales is this. Welsh is this. See if we win.
I think that would be good there. But Plunge's saying there, and you're just about to say it now.
Aye.
I think that would be good just to watch Big Alan progress as we go on in the week.
1-0 every game. As much as it's going to be, if we win 1-0 or 2-1 every game at the end of the season, right, as much it's going to be maybe not good to watch every game, but
especially Palmer scores 10 of them.
See if we lock up at the end of the season.
Will not be blonde hair, I've heard it Philip Schofield by that time, man.
If we do what we're doing right and we rock up at the end of the season with the league title, as much as some games it might be awesome and good enough and whatever else, that the main thing is I think we just need to sacrifice maybe the next few months of just getting it done. Just getting it done, and then because I said to you the other days, I said to Alan the other day as well, I think in the summer is going to be a bit, I don't want to say a mini rebuild, but I'm going to say a bit of a rebuild in the summer because there'll be some guys not good enough, they do out the door, there'll be some recruitment staff out the door, there might even be some board members out the door, some guys in the backroom team out the door. I think Celtic have a wee bit of shift in the summer in terms of players going out, players coming in, backroom staff, maybe board members, recruitment team. So I think in the summer, especially the league's going to be won, right, anyway. But the financial aspect is going to let you do a bit more behind the scenes as well. We all know what's happening in the scenes in terms of the work and training ground, etc. So we all know how big this league title is. So, but in my opinion, I'll stick by it. We'll win the league. I've said it all along. I still say we've got everything in the armour. Once it clicks, we'll bore everybody out the water, and it will come. And I did say to you, I feel we'll win the league by a few points, being at 3 points, 4 points, 5 points. We're the better team, better manager. We've got the winners. We've got everything in our favour that they've got. I'll say this wee bit and then I'll let you just come back on the rest of it. Like I said before, they've got the same failures, but I've only won 1 or 2 trophies, I think, since I've been at Rangers. Maybe 3, Tavernier, maybe. Tavernier, who got slaughtered at the start of the season. Just because you score goals and assists, right? Your protocol is a defender. Tavernier might not be a defender. Right? He might be. I think Tavernier's actually a right mid. Right? I think that's his best position. Right? Granted, you score goals and free kicks and penalties to keep your nerve. Listen, I get it. Pressure. You need to do a club or name it close to water. But see, your protocol is a right back. It's to defend. I think he's lost about 22 games against Celtic. How many goals he's doing his side when you look at the games? They're all doing his side, but yet because he scores a few free kicks and a fantastic penalty taker, you need to defend. Ryan Jack, injured all the time. Still plays with Scotland, don't know how. Lundstrom, didn't want him to be there last year, start of the season, not good enough. He's a Cal McGregor of Scotland. Dessers, didn't want him there because he's got a few tap-ins. Now he's in its Kyogo, he's in its Michael Moles for Rangers. It's mental that the narrative about them being superstars now because you've given that a few points. Oh, Clement's come
I seen a crazy one.
We're loving our run tonight, aren't we?
No, somehow
we're all loving our run.
I seen a crazy, as Ryan you're saying there, mate, I seen a crazy narrative and all that. All of a sudden, Clement's been the man responsible for clawing back the gap that was there. You know. Celtic dropped the points. If Celtic don't lose, then the points are still, the gap's still there.
See what they're doing, right? They're doing what we probably should have done is no that many points in the last how many games, right? They're doing what they should be doing. They should be beating teams, right? We've had a wee club. I've still said they'll have theirs. Every team, doesn't matter. Even with Anne's, we went through a spell. I think we drew 1 or 2 games in the football, wasn't it? Well,
there's some people saying they've already had that and it was under Beale.
That under this manager, they've not had it. We've had ours with Hank. Listen, I'm not down on what they've done. He's come in, he's said the shit, he's made them a bit better, but their players are playing just about the route of pump. Golson, they think he's Carter Vickers. He's not even Carter. He's not even got his name in him. I watched the other day, he's a donkey. And I don't say that lightly. Well, I say donkey, right? He's not a donkey in terms of he's a professional football player, right? But what he is, he's not good enough. He's getting to an age as well, bargain. They're all getting, this is what I'm saying. They're probably putting a pump, right? We're not really doing well at the moment in terms of our standards, and we're still there. So just, we can go up a few levels. I don't think they can. So they're backing on us again dropping points because, in my opinion, we'll beat them in the 2 games. One, we've got the mentality, we've got the players. I still feel we've got a mental block at MJP. Ever since that game, I said, ever since that game at I think February, March, when we beat them 3-0, that done them in. It broke them. And I said to you after that game, it's done. At least done. And I still thought it was done anyway. I still think we'd have went anyway, but that game was totally spooked them. And like I said to you, see the atmospheres at Celtic Park, try and get it back to that. Just because it's not a nighttime game at a derby. Try and, like I said to you about the games against Feyenoord and the Lazio games, my big games, these teams love coming to see that. Oh, the entertainment and the part, the singing before it. And
you need to play well to get people off their seats. It's a domino effect as well.
See, Tony Cruz, right? I actually watched it this morning. It popped up on my Twitter page. Tony Cruz says, they were kind of getting tappes and with the fans, and so we thought, listen, we need to take control here. He said we took control. He says, the fans was good and it was brilliant atmosphere. I enjoyed it. I don't want guys saying, I love playing at Celtic Park. No, I want teams to fear coming to Celtic Park. Make it intimidating. I don't feel right now Celtic Park is an intimidating place domestically and in Europe, especially in Europe. I don't think it is anymore. Celtic Park used to be a fortress. Teams used to hate coming here. Nowadays, it's like, I'm going to see Celtic sing Grace before the game, and the light shows are fantastic, and just make Celtic Park a bit. But that's where I get what you're saying, Alan, right? On the park.
Things have changed a bit now, Ryan, though, in terms of football itself. It's changed.
If the team's playing well, the fans want their seats. Right? I'm not going to lie, right? I'm not a singer at games. I'm not a jump about. I watch it. I watch the football. I don't really sing songs, right? I might day walk alone and stuff. I'm not a big singer, right? It's just no. I go and watch the football, right? But if you're a fan that likes to bring the atmosphere and stuff, but you shouldn't. Don't expect the players to do it. Just go and pay your money. Go and support the team and do it. Win, lose or draw. Even if
I'm raging you've said that now, because me and the big man have got your application sent
for
the boys.
I'm not I've never been a singer. I can't sing. I've never been a chanter. I'll sing walk along at the start of the game. But I go and watch the
sing it now, Ian. Go. Sing it now. Go.
No.
He's a wee.
We hear enough of that for you, man.
I like to go watch a game and I like to analyse.
When you walk through the stuff.
Right, but no,
yeah, everybody that's watching, we get voice notes on a regular basis. Right.
Overall, I think we'll win the game. I can see
get some subscribers over there. That's
right, loads of you.
Loads of you now, but you're mad, Rand.
The biggest thing because in some games, especially Celtic Park this year, we've not been keeping clean sheets. And Celtic, again, you've not got a divine right to win any football game. But we need to start keeping clean sheets all the time at Celtic Park, because if you do that, then it's obviously, I know that's Michael won't carry on, right? But at Celtic Park, we've been conceding goals, silly goals against teams like St Mirren's and Ross Counties. I'm not saying they shouldn't be scoring against you, but I don't think teams sometimes take goals against us that are nice on the eye, or it's worldly goals. I don't mind getting beat with a fantastic goal or a well-worked set piece, but teams against us seem to score goals that is to our detriment, making silly mistakes and stuff. And I agree with Baz as well, JP. I totally agree. I said to you today that I like Bernardo. Well, no, as yet, you pay money.
No, 100%.
Well, no, you pay £6 million. Like I said to you, it could be one of the Ray-Bans. He might, like us right now, might not be saying that, but he could develop with someone again, and he could go somewhere else. Maybe like Lewis Ferguson, like I said, would I pay £5-6 million for Lewis Ferguson? Probably no. And I think a lot of fans would have said that at the time. You can't predict the future, but what that boy's doing in Italy, he's actually helping Bologna to be, I'm not saying he's making Bologna a top team, but he's at Bologna looking a good outfit now. I've watched them the other day. They look quite decent football. They play good football. Aye, Ferguson might have suited us. Who knows? But you can't predict the future. But this is a player, Bernardo. I even said it's due at the start of the season. It doesn't do anything flashy. I don't know what he is. Is he a 10? Is he a midfielder? Is he a 6? I don't know what he was. But what I know is he's definitely got ability. And I think if he continues to that's the way he's going, I think he's worth the buy, depending on the money. If it's a set clause and fee, or can you get that done a bit? I don't know. But for me, Bernardo, I agree with Baz. if you can get him, if he keeps going the way he's going, I think he's going to be signed, because I think he's going to be one of the ones where, like I says, he's development JP for his pedigree in Portugal at Benfica. He was recently guarded with Benfica again, so you don't consider that. Very rarely, JP, do you get a guy to Benfica and they don't really go and do a lot of things. They might go to other things, but they always have a career. They've got a good background, so I'm agreeing with Baz. I think Bernardo, I think we'll sign him. Well, no, it's for the money they're talking, I don't know, but I do think Brendan likes him because he's still playing him. Awata's making back in new homes there. He can, Hatati's missing, but even Hatati he was here. He was still playing Bernardo. So I think the manager likes him.
Yeah, I do. Well, that's the thing. I don't think there's many players in the squad, Ryan, that the manager doesn't like. You know, he probably likes them as people. But there's a difference to liking somebody as a person and then also liking them as a player. There's probably quite a few players in the squad that he's not a fan of. Yeah, Jeff, welcome to the show, mate. He's definitely a player I like watching. I think he's very lovely in the eye. I think he's got a good finesse about him. He's, this is just me personally. I'm probably going to send the big man into a frenzy here when I say
it's something similar. I was going to say. I think the problem being is that they play him and O'Reilly's too similar.
Yeah, I think he's a ready-made replacement for him, Matt O'Reilly. I was just about to say that there. I think he's very, very identical to. I think he's probably a bit more. He's maybe a bit more leggy than Matt in terms of he's got met his game. I think than Matt O'Reilly. He looks a bit tougher in a challenge, and Matt can challenge for the ball, but his interceptions are done by his close proximity and his feet and his just awareness. Whereas Bernardo, for me, Big Bernardo's learning the tactical side of the game better, and he kind of positions himself in certain places now where I think he knows now he's going to be effective for the team. But you can't. Sorry, on you go. On you go.
No, you're looking at the minute. We played, obviously it's forced because Hatati's out, but you realise Hatati's that one with the kind of pace and the running power in the middle of the park, whereas obviously Bernardo and O'Reilly are kind of blessed with technical ability, but they're no the fastest of players, so you're missing out that kind of pace in the middle of the park. That's where I thought with that game against St Mirren that with Callum McGregor sitting there and there was two in the middle, we've seen a bit more kind of forward pushing power, like a bit of pace injected in and the through balls where you've maybe not get as much pace as running power as Hatati with the likes of O'Reilly and Bernardo, so you're missing that for the kind of middle of the park, which could then follow on with, that's why you're missing a bit of intensity with Carter Vickers no bringing we've not got somebody like Carter Vickers that brings the ball out of the defence and breaks the lines. So but I couldn't see Matt O'Reilly and Bernardo playing together. Will Celtic, the question originally, will Celtic pay that kind of money? I don't know. At the minute, I would say,
couldn't you? Because a moment ago, a short time ago there, Ryan says we should be asking for 30-40 million quid for Matt O'Reilly. So you could flip back and say, well, Benfica have got a right to ask for 5-6 million quid for their prodigy that's came through their academy and done very well. And the same as Aberdeen. Aberdeen have got a right to ask for 4-5 million quid for a guy who knows where the goal is. In my opinion, lads, I think we have severely missed the boat with Bojan Miovski. I think that's a guy we should have went and probably inquired about in January. Now, I know one of the comments earlier was a hard window. It was because you could see that throughout UK. I mean, there wasn't a lot of deals getting done and clubs were finding it tough. Listen, I don't doubt for 1 minute that Celtic probably tried to get players.
Wanted Miovski, Celtic will go Miovski. There you go.
Well, there you go. That's what I'm saying. But I think Celtic's top target, and this is just an opinion, right? This isn't something that I know. So, folks, I don't have any inside information. I don't know anything. I think Celtic's top target was the boy for Brøndby. And I think Celtic have been told, look, we can't sell him now. Because 1, we're chasing the title. And 2, we're not going to be able to get a replacement in. So we're not willing to do a deal at any price just now. And that is a set of circumstances, lads, that's totally out with anything at all in football. And I think Celtic have been respectful and they've said, right, okay, the next plan is now we need to get a guy in for that position, but we'll make it short term. And then we'll need to revisit that target in the summer. Now, that's not to say that Celtic, if Ida does well, right, that's not to say Celtic's transfer plans might change, because the manager might turn around and say, well, do you know what? I want him now. And I really want to sign him rather than us going and maybe bringing in a guy for Brøndby who's going to cost us upwards of £6 million. And we can get a guy here for £2 million who's probably just as good, if no better, than what Fitzgerald might bring to the team. Now, we don't know that because we've not seen Fitzgerald. The thing is, we Adam Eder is. We're seeing him, but, you know, he's playing in the team, so he might turn out to be a very good signing for us. Could he be the difference Celtic maybe won the league? He could very well be, because he could bring that contribution to the team. He's already got a couple of goals in a short time. So, you know, people are going to say, you know, he's not this and he's not that, he's not this. I tell you what, guys, he scores another couple of goals, he's going to spin heads and people will start talking. Then there'll be another narrative built up that, you know, he's the next best thing since, you know, guys previously. That's how football works. If he goes out and scores a hat-trick tomorrow against Kilmarnock, he's got to be one of the most loved guys in Glasgow. Trust me. That's the narrative. That's the way that's how quickly narratives change, and that's, you know, that's where we are. But in reality, I think personally, Celtic have tried to do some deals for guys in January who Brendan Rodgers wanted, and they just weren't able to. No down to the fact that the players didn't want to come, down to the fact that the clubs that they've probably tried to get them from, they've probably not been able to acquire a replacement. You look at the information we've had since Nicholas Kuhn signed with us.
I think
Rapid Vienna found it very hard to get in a replacement. And that's what delayed that deal. That's nearly never signed him.
I don't think he's give the funds, mate, as well. I'll be honest with you. See him maybe between the lines. Again, I'm not one of these guys that was... I've never been against the board. I've never been against what they do at the club. But in terms of the model, especially the domestic-wise, the model's not working. What we're doing in terms of what money we're spending or what we're doing. Domestic-wise, it's working. So we're still winning leagues and we're still doubles and trebles, etc. But the European side, our model's got to change. Be that if that's a new recruitment, if it's a new model for 2 transfers, the European side they met, but the European side's got to change, because it's no. If we keep going in Europe, we're going to keep falling short of the hurdle. We need to go a wee bit, like the manager says, a wee bit braver. And for me, that's a dig at the board. People can think that's just my personal opinion. I don't know Rodgers personally. I don't know anybody on the board. I don't know nothing like that. Just me reading between the lines and what he's been saying. I actually think maybe Nicholas Kuhn and maybe an extra million or 2 for the Adam Eder wages was maybe the money he was getting, because I said to you there, I think Celtic really wanted Majowski, if it was £3 or £4 million, whatever it was. I believe Celtic would have went and got him.
Well, there's a question for George. He says, will Eder score goals for... He's asking myself, JP, honest question, will Eder score goals for Celtic? I think not. Well, to answer that, George, quite simply, he's already scored goals. He's already scored a couple of goals. And in my opinion, George, there is always a point in a season, mate, that you can define the club season. If you look at Angie's first season, the game that won us that title, in my opinion, and gave the team belief that they can go on and be competitive and win games consecutively, was a 1-0 game against Dundee United at Celtic Park when Abada scored the winner. He might not be, Martin, but to be honest, it doesn't matter what way he scores goals, though, George. Penalties are still goals, mate. And you're totally dissing that there, in my opinion, George, in terms of the huge balls that he showed to take a penalty in the last kick of the game, just almost, that could have defined Celtic whether they get 3 points or a point. And again, you saw the fans' reaction at the end of the game. They were delighted for him. And yeah, Typhoon, in my opinion, he is better than O. I think he's going to be ahead of O, simply because of the manager's comments about Ida. You know, that having every tool in the box to be a top player. And I only think that big lad will get better. I think Jeff makes a good comment there, in that the runs he makes to create space for Kyogo, because a big lad like that almost takes 2 defenders at the game for you.
Unbelievable, Jeff.
Yeah. But that, in my opinion, well, I mean, if you watch football, you understand when players make runs, Alan, you understand the tactical,
Jeff name.
nouns behind that. And yeah, unbelievable, Jeff.
I think in terms of,
he makes a lot of good runs, Brian. And in that way, people say that he's not scoring goals, so he's not contributing. That's...
To judge him now, I think you maybe need to look at his data, because, like I've said to you, I've not been totally impressed with him the last 2 games. He's not been it's no due to him being no good enough. He's just not been involved in the game much to go and show stuff. He scored the penalties, which again, to score penalties in pressure moments, that's a mental strength. That's a strength.
Oh, 100%, mate. So, listen, don't take that winning penalty. Do not take that lightly, because that's not something...
You can see he's strong and powerful, but he's not done anything yet to go, wow, this guy's heaty. So that you'll get that error settlement of games when the more he plays and the more. Like Lamora, I think he'll play tomorrow. I think he'll play to it. I think he's, again, maybe on, I don't know if it's just me on Rodgers.
I think he'll go with that again, Ryan, in terms of the same team as Sunday.
I think he'll go back to 1 up front. I think he'll go back to 2 wingers and 1 up front. I think he might keep that for the away games. I think we'll go back to 1 up front tomorrow. Again, I might be wrong. It's just what I feel. I just what I know the manager. The manager's a wee bit stubborn in what he wants today, and I think we'll revert back to that. See, I've always said, JP, I think you'll be my witness on this. I've always wanted Celtic to go, be it if it's Lazio, Madrid, Barcelona, maybe not Barcelona, but Madrid or Lazio at home, even them across the water, Aberdeen, Hearts, the bigger teams in the league. We should always, I know we go with 3 up front, right? And then when we're attacking, it's like 5 and 6, and the guy there goes up 7 or 8 up front, right? When you're attacking. I want us to always go with the 2 up top. Always go 2 up top.
Yeah.
Even if it's a big guy, wee guy, whatever, always go, even with your 2 wingers, go 2 up top, because we've got the quality to go and do that. And well, Neil, had Hartson, Larsson, Sutton, Hartson. He always had 2 up front all the time. And I feel that's what we should do in Celtic, but I know you always go the 2 there, so it's always 3 and 4, but it's technically with 2 wingers. But I'd love us to just go 2, because I think you've got the quality to go and do it. But the big man's got attributes, you can see it, but I do agree with some of the guys that, again, he's only young as well. I think we'll judge him on the end of the season, and then we'll sit there. And like I said to you, JP, his profile, didn't scream Celtic one bit whatsoever. And I think the managers maybe try to bottom up a wee bit and maybe try and say, listen, you need to prove yourself here to us, because I've got you. The fans weren't having you. Well, not having you as a player, but having the style we brought you in and the profile, it's on you to prove yourself. So I think he's got to the end of the season, JP. If he doesn't get many goals, I can't see him being here. I think he's going to maybe need to get maybe 8 to 10 goals to maybe put himself in the picture, because at Celtic, strikers need to score goals. I know Big O's done.
Yeah, definitely.
I think O's get maybe 8 or 10 goals roughly. He's been here and there a year and a bit. For me, doesn't matter if that's a first or second choice striker. Not good enough. I know I don't want to keep bringing up Jackie Marcus, but look what he done when he was a so-called second choice striker. Stokes and Hooper and guys like Commons, I said, the guys who were playing second fiddle to guys, they've always scored goals at Celtic, even the second striker.
Let's bring Big Alan in terms of, you don't know, what's your thoughts, Alan, in terms of the difference between the 2 players there? And, obviously, in my opinion, mate, I feel Big I does. He looks as if he's got more in his locker than Big O. Big O looks as if he needs about 5-6 touches to really do anything, whereas a big man looks as if he's got that kind of 1-2 in the corner, and he that takes a lot it takes a lot of skill and technique, in my opinion, to have that. So, what's your thoughts on both of them, mate?
I've no idea. No, it's hard to judge at present. Obviously, the guys only played a couple of games. He scored the 2 penalties, and then I don't think he really contributed much in the St Mirren game. That might be that he's doing the hard work, but I think we need to kind of kind of keep our judgment at the minute and see him all the next kind of 4 or 5 games, see how he is playing and how he is contributing. I think it would be unfair to judge him either way at the minute, considering he's only had a few appearances. As Ryan says, I think most of the Celtic fans would agree when we were all linked to him and we knew that he was coming in. You're looking at his record, and
I agree with that, Paul. Aye.
Yeah, so they are, Paul.
But I would say I don't think always kind of set the world alight. Obviously no, but I wouldn't be putting judgment on either at the minute. I don't think we can make that comparison until you've seen them.
Look, Ryan,
you've seen them more.
See, John, I always loved you, mate. Always knew it. Always thought of play when you know one, John. Thanks, mate.
Because
it's a way salmon fishing.
He's away because he's got 2 salmon hanging out his pocket. And that's why he's not.
I'll get about 3
can't walk Milan.
Warmed up tomorrow.
Aye, listening to Drop Dead Fred music.
But hey, I might be injured, but class is permanent. So John, get me a pair of boots, mate. I'll play tomorrow. Aye, I'll play.
Hey man, you don't need boots. I've seen your boots, man. They're there. They're boots. Anybody want to look at? Anybody want to be swatching a wee man's boots? There we go. Look at that.
Brilliant.
But all in all, lads, Alan, I'll come to you with this one first. What's your wee team prediction for tomorrow, mate?
I personally think he will go with Kyogo. I think it'll be Hart, Ralston, Welsh, Scales, Taylor coming back into the fold. I think it'll be McGregor and O'Reilly. And Maida and Palmer with Kyogo behind Ida. So it's only one change with Taylor coming in, I'd probably say.
Ryan, I'll go with you now.
I think he will. I think you're right, Alan. I think he will actually play with 2 of them, but I think he'll play. I think he'll not play that system though. I think it will be. Aida will be up front, but I think he actually deserves it. People try to make him like it, but just for that dive alone, Palmer should go on the bench. Palmer doesn't deserve to play for me. That was I can't get out of my mind. That was horrendous. The way he went down for that, and his performance wasn't great either, to be fair. See the fact I played that just tells you that you knew I was good, Plunge. So I'll take that. If somebody remembers...
No, hold on. We need to split that one there. He knew you played.
I played with...
But that's for the knowledge stops.
I played with something anyway. I don't know what it was right now. No, I actually think he might actually play. He might even play Kyogo wide, but he's not out wide if that makes sense. He'll still be kind of behind them. I know what Jeff said. He created 2 goals, but Jeff, I didn't think he played well. And the fact that what he done with his dive, I was so annoyed with that. Listen, I'm going to lie. When I play, anybody who played against me knows that I was, if you want to call it a sheet, if you want to call it calling referees, I done it myself, but I didn't do that. I might have went against the guy and whatever, might be smart about it. He just threw himself to the gun. You're like, get the ball across. Like, Jesus Christ, you're playing with Celtic. This isn't even playing with 21's football you're playing, son. For me, it was, and I'm actually surprised, JP, that didn't get brought up a lot, because for me, it was disgusting. And again, I don't like seeing it, mate, as much as I've done it myself. And maybe I've been hypocritical, but I just don't like seeing my own team doing it, mate, to try and win penalties. Maybe it is hypocritical because I've done it myself, but just when you're on national TV in front of it, just didn't look great, mate. So I'm going to, for me, I think you deserve to be benched for that, personally. I know I want my team to win games, but I think the wee man is good enough. So I would go with Maeda, Kyogo and Aida as your 3 up front. And I do believe that the same midfield as Alan. I think that will be the case as well.
Well, my initial thoughts here, when you says Palmer should be benched. I don't know how I managed to compose myself, but I just had that overall overwhelming sort of feeling inside of me there.
He's not been great the last 2 games, though. He's not been.
Well, it's low, but we've not got any better at the minute.
He's contributing to the team, lads. He might not be scoring goals, but he set up 2 goals last week. 2 goals that won us a game. And we won another clean sheet.
What's he contributing the Almsies at half time?
I don't know. Malt turns quicker though.
He does a wee run back at half time for the trips.
That dodgy tash.
With his wee Mercedes keyring hanging off his peg, know what I mean? It's shaking about.
Freddie Mercury tash.
I don't know who that is, but he must know me. Because I'm right.
Done more diving than Tom Daly.
That's why I get a sore knee.
Good question, Martin. Let's put that to the boys. If he dies to win and we get a penalty and it wins us the league, do you care?
But you would do because there's VAR. So it's pointless diving.
The way the VAR has got here, man, he'd make it look like he get volleyed.
See my football is now, like, see even stuff I used to do, even guys who have played football when yourself, JP, you know, but it's like sometimes you I mean, as you fall. See nowadays with VR now, you're never going to do that now. It's just unless they made an absolute buzz up here and they give you the odd time they have. 9 times out of 10 these days you'll get booked for it. But like I said, I was having a wee laugh there about the diving, but in general, I don't think he's moved enough the last few games. I know he's maybe contributing, but overall as a piece, I think he's got to do better. I've said that to you before. I think he's doing okay, but for the money he paid, and I know his numbers might look good, but during the again, I would actually like to look at the data, JP, because maybe what we've seen on the eye isn't, but for me, data for me, again, it might just prove that data for me sometimes should be a lot of jobby, because when I see it on the eye, it doesn't look great. Some guys, even some of the football we're playing, like I says, some of the football we played, it looks okay on the eye. It's okay. It's just all right, bit boring. But on some of the data, it's nose far off the Angies. Some of the stuff. So, do show you the data can tell you sometimes, but your eyes are not telling you. But my opinion, Palmer again. I would play Kyogo tomorrow. I think I think he'll not be out wide, if that makes sense, but play him as a free. But I don't think it will be that for me, if that makes sense.
Aye, no. Probably spot on, to be fair. My team is going to be Joe Hart in goal. I'm probably going to throw a wee curveball to your team lineup there. Probably Palmer right back, Palmer centre half, Palmer left centre half, Palmer left back.
I thought you were saying the off scary, and I was about to get a chocolate eclair in this there.
No. Well, listen, there's a strong possibility, and again, we're just quickly overlooking the fact that he might play Narovsky. That could be very well in the manager's thoughts. I agree with Alan. He could do, but it's going to be interesting to see Liam Scales and Kobayashi both playing with left feet. One playing off the right, and the other one playing me.
I like that, John. I like that, mate.
But that's why, John, he scored more goals than plunges at cold beans, I would say. There you go. So right, here's one for a Friday night for you.
I've got a big bunch of the wee similar side man and matches, John. I'll show you, mate. I'll show you them.
I never heard just gone to the shops for the boys.
Just got a shoot for milk, right? There you go, to be fair.
That was milk tokens, mate. That wasn't a curb. That was for going to the shops for the trips. Let me tell you my team. Right, hold on. You've got to tell your team. So we'll get Joe Hart in goals, Tony Ralston. I think it's going to be Stephen Welsh. I agree with Alan there. I think it will be Welsh. I think obviously Scales will keep his place. I think Greg Taylor will come back into the team though. I think so. Obviously we'll see a significant difference in there. I think the midfield will be. I think it's going to be Callum McGregor, Matt O'Reilly, and Bernardo. And I think he'll go Palmer, Maeda, and Ida. I don't think Kyogo will start the game tomorrow. So I think he'll start with Big Ida. And the reason I'm saying Ida is because obviously his comments recently about the man himself. So yeah, I think Big Ida will keep his place. And then Kyogo will come on at some point. I think people need to think twice about just saying, oh, you dropped 2 players because he nearly headed one of the punters, one of the guys in the media for saying, why were they dropped? He went, no, they weren't. Playing crucial games here, we're playing away game. He said, I'm using my squad.
Rotation.
Said, they weren't dropped, but it was a look he gave the guy when they said it to him. You know, they looked at him as if they say, how dare you say that I've dropped players? I've no. But I think obviously at some point we'll see Yang coming on as well. And I like Yang off the left. I think he's impressive. The last couple of times I've seen him off the left, he looks as if he's got something. So it'll be interesting to see what he brings. And again, if he can play his way into the team as well, I'd like to see him play more on the left. So, yeah, but good chat tonight, lads. Love putting you in your place again, big man. It's always a pleasure.
Oh, behave yourself, then.
It's always a pleasure.
Come back any time. I'll flog Mayberry you any time.
You're dribbling out that meatball sauce you had earlier on, mate. It's
That's
coming
right.
back out, girl.
I float like a bee, sting like a butterfly.
You turned into the wee guy out here. Only you'd lost your blooms. Taking up, buzzing at my head now. But yeah, folks, everybody that's going to the game, please enjoy the game. Thank you, Martin. Cheers, Jeff. Unbelievable, Jeff, again. And thanks very much for tuning in, folks. Anybody that's going to the game tomorrow, please enjoy the game. Be safe and have a lovely weekend. We'll be back on Monday evening at the time of 8:30 to annoy you some more. And hopefully this time, Big Alan have got that joke book I sent on my way yesterday and the pigeon took it for me, so it should be arriving any time soon. And he can bring a wee bit better flutter. To be fair, he's going to need to bring something else to the table because the night's just not good enough for Roy Walker again, son. It's good, but it's not right. All in all, have a lovely weekend, folks. See you all later. Take care. Hail, hail.
Well, all right, lads. Guten Tag.